Hello my dear friends, it's me Toxik-Vermin again, and today we are going to talk about Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy Remaster pictures for the PlayStation 4. Well, what's it about with these screenshots? Well, they're new and they show more things about the Insane Trilogy. That's reason enough to do a fucking video on it. We got recently a few screenshots from the Crash Bandicoot 1 game, from the Insane Trilogy, and as a bonus, first screenshots, a first look, sneak peek look at the second game. Like said, or like not said, I have already seen these pictures like 2-3 days ago or something. You may wonder, hey, why didn't you make a video on that? And I'm gonna say, the reason for that I didn't do a video on it was I was at military.
Things like this.
Yesterday and on Monday as well. They had to check me if I'm suitable for military, and it turns out I am. Fuck! Let's do this video. Get in the music! Yes, like that. Now that I actually am back at home and I can do this video, I just thought let's do it really quick, let's do it as short and sweet as possible. So we have our first picture, and the first thing we see on this picture is Crash Bandicoot and Road to Ruin. Or the other Ruin level, Ruinator. Or Ruination or whatever. Anyway, we see Crash, we see Aku, we see Lizard Man, we see Donkey Kong, we see other Donkey Kong, we see the Ruin. I really like it. This is like the first picture I have seen of Crash Bandicoot 2. And yeah, a little fun fact, I actually pre-ordered the game yesterday when I came back from military. I went to the shopping mall by complete accident. I went to GameStop by complete accident. I saw the guy who works there by complete accident and I gave him money. By complete accident. And I don't know if this is really true, but I asked him when the game is going to come out and he said it's gonna come out in September. So he said I have a lot of time to kind of get my money for this game. There's one problem. I thought the game was gonna cost 14 euro like it does in US, UK and every other country in Europe. Even Germany. But no, here in Austria it costs 70 euro. No, that can't be right. That's definitely a placeholder, and I really hope it is a placeholder. Save up a lot of fucking money to get the game, which I'm not really happy about. I mean, I need that money also for a new phone. This crap ton of asshole shit doesn't do shit for me nowadays. This phone is terrible. iPhone 6. Never buy it. I wouldn't buy it. But I did. So I guess I am a bit stupid. But anyway. So what we see on this picture. Yeah, Crash is kind of glowing in the night. And I hope he is also glowing really good in the lights out levels. From Crash 1. And Crash 2. And Crash 3. And Crash 4. And yeah, we see a lot of other things here. Like, one thing I really like, one thing that is a bit weird at the same time is how many plants they've put into the level. I can't really remember seeing a lot of plants in this level in general. I can only remember seeing a lot of like ruin stuff, like ruins. Oh, yeah, ruins. And yeah, I think it gives it a little bit more of a style, kind of. I mean, it looks a bit prettier than the original ones. I do have to say that it looks a bit more modernized and I really like it. I mean, I can't argue, but one thing I have to say which I find really weird is that lizard guy. What the actual fuck? I am sure the lizards never looked like that in the original game. They looked a little bit more like they have a saw on their face or something. I'm sure they kind of didn't know how the lizard really looked like due to polygon issues or due to not really seeing what the hell this resembles anyway. But I guess they just changed the complete design, and I mean, if you look closely at it, it kind of looks like he wants to attack with his tail. So is he gonna have a new attack palette or something? I don't know. But it's definitely a little bit more interesting. We also see over there Donkey Kong. Yeah, Donkey Kong is also in this game. I think this is really cool. So let's actually move on to the second picture. Okay, here is the second picture. With the second picture, I have to say one specific thing. This is a really cool picture, but it's also really suspicious. Like, extremely suspicious. Okay, what do I think about this picture? It is like you can clearly see a polar level from Crash Bandicoot 2, where you write on polar, just like you did with the hog in Crash Bandicoot 1. According to Vicarious Visions, they said themselves in an interview that they are going to use the Skylander Superchargers engine for Crash Bandicoot 3 and 2 for the vehicles, for flying, for driving, for all this stuff. And I think this is a nice little recycling idea. It makes the game come out a little bit faster, and it definitely gives it more quality. Like, the Skylander Superchargers is not how should I say, it's actually a really good kart racer, and I've played it myself and it's actually really fun in my opinion. Anyway, what do we see here? We see Polar! Since so many fucking years he's back! Finally! Polar, our good friend, is back. Look at him, he looks so fucking cute, and yeah, I bet he enjoys it. But yeah, there's a lot of weird things to me. Like, for example, I find it weird that the camera is set in a different direction. Like, if Crash would actually, how should I say, if he would, if the camera would, no, if the characters would run towards you in the polar levels. My theory is that this is either a different direction they're showing, just to show how the emotions look like of the characters while riding, or it is either like, well, how should I call it, and one of those new levels they said they're gonna put in. And okay, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I've heard in an interview they said that we're going to include at least one new warp room for Crash 2 and Crash 3. If I'm wrong, then I apologize, but if I'm right, then I don't. So, so here's not a little thing I find weird. I don't know if this down there is a crystal, but it really shines like one crystal, a hell of a crystal. I mean, this is our first look at the crystals, if that's the case. And also, Spyro! He's in the shadows! Don't tell me this is not Spyro, this clearly looks like a Spyro shadow. Anyway, let's go on to the next picture. So here we go with another Crash Dash level. So, in this one we see Crash's questionable face running away from one of those snowy boulder things. And there is a mine. But here's one really weird thing about this little screenshot. I am not 100% sure, but I think this is kind of wrong, this picture. I think in this level, at this part, you usually had the big bear following you. If that's not the case, then I apologize. But if it is the case, then I don't. I think this looks also pretty well. I mean, I like Crash's emotion in his face. I like that they kept it in for this level. And let's go to the next. So here we come to the first really interesting picture. A boss fight. Komodo Joe versus Komodo Bruno. We see Crash in this Persian little, I would call it palace, like Persian palace, Persian tent. We see Komodo Mo and Komodo Joe, and both are, well, Mo is a little bit upset about Joe. So we see they have a little bit of a new design here. I mean, honestly, we didn't saw these guys since freaking Crash Bash, and that's not even a joke. It's that long ago. But yeah, it's cool to see them back, and I like that they gave Komodo Joe these stars floating there around. I mean, I'm sure they did the Crash Bandicoot 2 in the original one as well, but I like it. I just really like this thing. And another thing which I really love is just the face expression of Mo when he's angry, and his hands are literally just like, "What the hell are you doing, you asshole?" And that is what I really like about it. Anyway, next picture. So here's another picture of the same situation from a different perspective. And we see again, why the fuck are you doing this? And another thing we see here, and I really like they kept it in, is the enemy bar. I like a lot of things about this. First off, I like that they used the original picture from Crash 2. I like that they made it a little bit, look a little bit more retro and dirty. It gives it a nice little effect, a little bit more like a nostalgic effect, and I really love it. Then we see this here was posted by Game Informer. Yes, these are the same guys who invited Odorous, Orangus and Beefcake the Mighty into their studio.
That I, Odorous Orangus, and I'm not bullshitting you. I subscribe to your magazine. I pay your f***ing salaries. At least 1/8 millionth of them.
He got our editor-in-chief. This is Andy McNamara.
Whoa.
Now what is
his head was still pointed at the monitor when we entered the room.
Whatever, dude.
And we weren't on
Go
the
ahead, watch your pornography videos.
If you were watching.
Watch your YouTube funny videos.
Next picture. Another perspective of the same thing, nothing interesting. So there we go. Here we come to one thing I think looks really good. Like, this is, how's the level called again? Sunset Vista. Yeah, it is Sunset Vista. Yeah, Sunset Vista. So in this one we see a few ruined stuff again. Like we see all these wood plant like things growing out of these ruined platforms, and I really like that. One thing I like especially is like how grass shows up from the water and how you can see through the water. But what I love even more is like the background of this level. We can see the sun and like over there, and we can see a few trees and that stuff, grass and trees. It gives it a little bit more of an expanded effect. Like in Crash 1, in the background you didn't see really much. It was a bit isolated. But in this one I can see them going through a Crash Bandicoot 3 style, where the backgrounds are going to be more expanded, so that you see more nice and cool things. Like we could already see it in the Ruination pic. And we continue. So in this picture we have another Sunset Vista picture or something like that. And yeah, we see the bats for the first time, and I really like how they look in this game. This one especially is really cute. We see a few of these pictures on the how should I say, ruined wall, and they look exactly like the original, they're without a doubt. So yeah, that was all. I hope you liked it. These were all the screenshots that they showed recently, and I'm happy that I could show at least something. I mean, yeah, I didn't do a video with Crash for a long time. Okay, that's kind of wrong since I did the Crash Bandicoot 2 Kaizo edition video. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. My name is Toxik-Vermin. I'm going to see you. Goodbye, guys.
Ding dong, wer steht dort vor der Tür? Vielleicht ist es der Postillon und bringt Millionen mir.
Was absolutely nothing. What's that? A guy with L. No, I don't know anybody.